Hello YouTube, welcome to my channel. Please take in my environment right now. We're on the floor. We are on the floor right now. Yes, I just moved into a new apartment, so we're still putting things together. And until, we figured things out fully, we're just rolling with the floor. The floor vibes are where we're at today, okay? We're not doing too much, okay? We're just trying to keep it cool, natural. That's the vibe. I'm here today to deliver the first ever astrology video on this channel. That's right, guys. I will be doing astrology on this channel. I will be going through signs, birth charts, houses, all of that stuff. I've been studying astrology for almost 3 years at this point. I'm still a student. I will forever be a student. But today I'm here to share my knowledge, to share my wisdom, and to kind of add to the already ever-growing discourse on astrology that's already out there right now. So today we're going to be starting with the rising sign in astrology. What is the rising sign? What does that mean? You might also know it as the ascendant in astrology. It is also known as the ascendant. But basically, okay, think back to, you can't remember this, but think back to your mother's womb. Before you ever physically materialized in this realm, your soul was in another place, in this ether, this limitless void, so to say, in which your soul and your spiritual essence existed, whatever you want to call that before state. Your soul said, it's my time. I'm here. I'm ready. I need to be here. And so in that space, your soul picks an inception point. 604, I want to be born, right? And then you emerge into the world as a freshly born baby. You cry and everyone's happy and there's a whole celebration. That inception point, right? That right there is the rising sign. It is the moment you take your first breath in this life. It is the moment you choose to be here. That makes it a very, very important position in your chart. Your rising sign is going to set every single sign for all of your houses, for every single area of your life that is ruled by a specific sign, a specific energy. So when you finally have your rising sign set, it kind of orients your entire life around that primary energy. So your rising sign represents a couple different things related to that first breath kinda energy, It is your appearance, your style, how you present yourself, your vibe, honestly, how you come off to people, your first impression. A lot of people's first impression of you is based on your rising sign, because it's that sort of natural energy that you kind of just exude simply by moving through the world. I've heard another astrologer, Astro Finesse, he always says that you can look at the rising sign as like, if you're looking at it like a house, right? The rising sign is the outside of the house, right? It is that outer shell. Your rising sign, is related to the first house in astrology. So what is the first house? The first house is the house of self. It's the house of the body, your physical form. That's why it ties in so much to that appearance, to how you look, how you come off to other people. Your rising sign also has a lot to do with how you approach life, how you approach every sector of your life as well, because remember, the rising sign is going to start this zodiac through the 12 houses. Your rising sign is in Aries. Your second house is going to be ruled by Taurus. Your third house will be ruled by Gemini, so on and so forth. So every single area of your life is going to be engaged with in a different way, following the themes of that sign. Your rising sign is also, in a more esoteric sense, your rising sign represents your soul's journey through life, right? Because the birth chart in and of itself is kind of like a journey through life, through the 12 stages, right? From birth to death and so on and so forth, and you are reborn again and again and again and again and again and again and again. But yeah, that your rising sign kind of represents your soul's journey, how your soul evolves through each house, through each phase of your life. Your rising sign also sets your chart ruler, which is also a very important point in your chart. You know, everybody heard of their big three, right? Your sun, your moon, your rising, or your ascendant. I would also throw your chart ruler in there. If your rising sign is kind of like the ship that's like heading in a specific direction, your chart ruler is like the captain of that ship. And depending on the chart ruler and where the chart ruler is placed in your chart, that captain is going to look very different. They're going to move very different. They're going to have a different energy, a different vibe. All the more reason why, you know, some people say your rising sign is more important than your sun sign or your moon sign. I don't have any strong feelings about that. It's more about how you like to approach astrology and how you like to look at yourself. But I will say don't underestimate the rising sign. Don't underestimate the rising sign. And so in interpreting the rising sign, you want to look at what aspects are being made to your rising. An ascendant that has a lot of easy flowing aspects might have an easier time moving through life, initiating certain things in life. But if you have a lot of more hard aspects to your ascendant, that might indicate more difficulty or more challenges, or just a need to employ some creative thinking or some creative problem solving. Although easy aspects won't always make things easier for you. Sometimes that'll make things a little harder, or you might be a little more lazy with the easy aspects to your ascendant. And again, chart ruler also matters a bunch. An Aries rising with their Mars in the 5th house is very different from an Aries rising with their Mars in the 10th house, okay? Now that we have gone over, or now that I've given you a good overview of what the rising sign is, let's get into each rising sign and learn a little bit more about each sign.